That was weird. My stream was behaving all oddly, but hello! Welcome to the stream. Oh, I should turn on this light too. Aha! Light! But yes, hello! Let's finish painting these minis that we started last week. Yeah, I was thinking there for a second that I was gonna have to cancel the stream, because the first time I tried to start the stream, it said that it didn't work, so I don't know what was going on there. Hi, Selden! How are you doing? I don't know what was going on with my stream. Alright, let's see. Where did we leave off with these? I obviously haven't done anything on like the backpack or the bottom of this one. And I still need to clean up a lot of this. I've kind of just got base colors on a lot of it. I think I kind of like the uneven nature I had, like the unevenness of the pants and the jacket on this. Like, I feel like it just makes the fabric feel more fabric-y. Like No Man's Sky. Oh! No Man's Sky again. You were doing that last week, weren't you? Did you get the ship that you wanted? Yeah, I need to do some cleanup for sure. Let's see. What do we want to do first on this? Fix that. Man, if I could get it to focus where I want it to. It's like I can't grab the... There we go. Aha! Ooh, there we go. You did, but now you're after other stuff. I mean, fair enough. Like, that's the point of the game. I mean, the whole fun of playing games is to work towards something, get it, and then work towards something else, right? Alright. Let's maybe just block in the color of the backpack. Then on there, we'll finish getting some of the like base colors set up in here. I might go for kind of the same color as the boots. That lighter brown tone. And then we can push some things some different directions from there. But let's go simple. I should grab a slightly bigger brush. Well, yeah, the whole, like, No Man's Sky is giant, isn't it? That's kind of, like, the whole thing. Because that's the one where there's, like, it's multiplayer, but it's big enough you might never run into anybody else. That sort of thing. I think I remember hearing about some of the development and stuff on that game. I think I had a friend who was excited about it. I think that's the one that, when it first came out, it was a little bit meh, and then it got good. If I'm remembering correctly, it might have been a different game I'm thinking of. I might want my smaller brush for some of this. Something like 18 septillion planets spread across 255 galaxies. Yeah, giant game. I think my dad's played that one a bit too. Growing up, both my parents played video games growing up. My dad still plays them fairly often, but I don't know that my mom does as much, but I have fond memories of them playing, like, EverQuest together as a kid. Microphone a little bit more. Trying to get into all the little sections here. My brain can't talk and also try to paint at the same time, apparently. There we go. That's working. We'll add some stuff. You're the generation that started off with video games. Pong, Colecto, Atari, Nintendo. You know, that's fair. That's a good point. Oh dear. The backpack's kind of under his arm a bit. I don't want to like. I'm trying to paint into the little crevices, but I don't want to fill in the little crevices with paint, because then I won't be able to add like. It gets rid of some of the detail. I do want to fill in under this guy's arm. How do I do that? Not painting his coat. Well, I painted his coat, but I painted it in a spot that I can get, you can see on his arm. I can get a little bit more. Actually, I might be able to wipe some of that off. It's still wet. Might be okay. I feel like, I mean, I like games. I've never been as big into gaming as like my brother. You think you would have made a mess of things? You know, I'm gonna blame these brushes. I'm really liking these brushes. They've worked really well for such small details. I feel like I'm still warming up to them. I'm still not sure if I once I get maybe all of the colors blocked in, maybe I'll feel a little bit better about it. I'm still not like 100% sure how I feel about them. I do feel like it kind of works with this like thinner paint, or it kind of fills into some of the like gaps and things, and then it ends up darker there, because I feel like it adds more depth, which I do like. I am liking that. Let's paint this staff this color as well. I'll move back to my larger brush. I think we'll probably go darker on the staff, just to add some difference between it and the backpack, but we'll coat it with a nice brown. I'm having fun. It's been a while since I painted any minis, so it'll be. I didn't even have a mini the last time we met up. Our game got kind of pushed back because people were busy with stuff, so I didn't even have a mini the last time we met up. And then I'll have a painted one. Big upgrade. Big upgrade. Thinning your paints makes painting minis less of a headache. I don't know why that was a tongue twister. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I feel like because when it's really thick, then it like goops up more, and also like gets rid of some of the detail because it's yeah. I can see that. I can see why for mini paints they have the really like thin ones. I'm just using like acrylics, but thinner acrylics, not like artist acrylics. Seems to be working all right. Yeah, I think that. I like that brown for the backpack, but let's go for a darker brown for the staff. And also, yes, hello, Hannah. Do I go with the same brown as the coat, or do I pull out like a different brown that we haven't used before? That's almost a red. Because I worry about bringing in too many more colors. You know, I feel like it might not, at a certain point it'll be too much. But also I want things to like stand out and feel different from each other. So I could go red, or I could go more of like this grayish brown for the staff. I kind of want to go darker though. Maybe I do a kind of thin layer of the reddish brown, and then I go in with the really dark and kind of like try to dry brush it over the top almost, or maybe I go in with the dark brown and then kind of dry brush some of the lighter tones on top. That makes more sense to me. Usually use pre-thinned mini paints, but for acrylics it makes a drop of water in the paint. Yeah, that'd probably be the smart way to do it. It's not necessarily the way I'm doing it, but it'd probably be the smart way to do it. Alright, let's go for the really dark brown. I don't paint a lot of minis. I'm sure, like with anything else, if it was something that I did a lot, I would pick things up as I go. But I am going to go for thin coats as much as I can. You know, this is thin enough. It's not as dark as I thought it was going to be. I think this one dries a lot darker. Do you do a lot of mini painting, Hannah? Do you paint a lot of minis? I know, like, some people are really into, like, I think is it Warhammer that has, like, you'd end up with, like, hundreds of minis. I mean, you end up with a ton of minis in D&D, too, but I'm just playing the one character. And somehow I've still ended up with two minis, even though I'm playing one character. I hadn't really thought about it, but for now you're interested in giving it a go after watching last week's stream. It's kind of fun! It's fun. I like that it's, like, a contained little project, which maybe sounds weird, but, like, I feel like you're painting on a canvas. Like, you have less of an end goal. Whereas with this, I'm like, once it's covered in paint, I'm done. Like, you know, you can, and it's like one little thing, I guess, instead of a big project. You can put a lot of work and stuff into it, right? But, like, I like that it's contained. And you've got something that you can use once you're done. That's why I like making dice, too. I like making things that are functional. And this is something that I'm going to use for a game. Yeah, I'm glad I darkened that up. That's better. Oh, it looks darker in camera. Experiment. You have some Warhammer armies in the works. Only have got one D&D mini, a Beholder. Oh, a Beholder would be fun to paint. Well, we'll let that dry and then decide if we want to add some more stuff there. Maybe we figure out what we want to do with this guy. I think I need to clean up this guy's face. And his feet. His face and his feet. His face is a little bit messy. It's getting a little patinaed. I want his hair to be the sort of patina color, not his skin. Alright. I think we're getting to some of these points here where I want to be like a little bit more careful with my paint. Because I was being a little bit slapdash with some of this stuff. Because I was like, oh, well, I'm gonna come back later and clean it up. I think we're almost to the point where I'm coming back later and cleaning it up. You know, the actual cleanup phase. Okay, I might need to make sure this is in focus for you guys. Oh, my camera never... there we go. In focus. Because I think if I'm holding him in one hand and trying to paint with the other, I have two hands that are shaking instead of just one. Whereas if I set him down, hopefully my desk is not shaking. But I gotta, like, angle him in a way that I can get to his face. Let's see what I'm doing here. Just trying to get a little bit of copper paint on my brush. So why a beholder, Hannah? Just because it's like classic D&D mob? Or was there a reason that you ended up with just a beholder mini? I will accept it looked cool as an answer, because beholders do look pretty freaking cool. There we go, that's feeling a little bit better on his face. A little bit more solid. His hands could probably use another coat as well. Look cool, plus you have a beholder NPC you got attached to. Aww! That's fun. I do feel like beholder is like classic D&D mob. Like if you say think of like a D&D mob, that's what I would think of. Oh, you like the silvery look of the wings? I haven't really done much on the wings yet. They're literally gray underneath. I sprayed them with some gray, what am I talking about? Gray primer, and then I used some like tan-ish yellow on top of that to warm everything up a little bit, and then I went over it with white. So it literally just has a bunch of the tan and the gray poking through the white, because I put the white on fairly light. Ah! Why don't we figure out what we want to do with the wings? So I was thinking of doing the wings kind of with like a bunch of different colors, but I could just do like this, which is like a shimmery white that shimmers to pink, and then maybe a layer of like this blue glitter paint over the top. I don't know if I want to go kind of like rainbowy, or if I just want to go for the shimmery white. The old beholders would never want to encounter one. Yeah. I mean, they've got some cool attacks and things, though. Which one are you voting for, Hannah? You said it would be pretty, but I don't know if you mean just the white, or if I should do all of the colors. White with blue, or all of the colors. I could also do, third option. So this white kind of shimmers pink. I could just do a shimmery white, too. You think the white with the blue? Do you think the shimmer? So do we have two votes for the shimmery white that shimmers pink with the blue? I do also have just a plain old shimmery white that doesn't shimmer or a different color. But it seems like we've got votes for this. I think I want to go shimmery with the wings. I'm just debating whether I want to do just the white with the blue or multicolor, or we could go even non-multichrome white with the blue too. I don't think the sparkle blue. Alright. Let's just go for the white. It'll make it so it doesn't blend in with the base as much. Alright. Tell you what. Let's paint the wings real quick with a layer of the white. Once again, change the focus. Alright, we'll do some of this multi-chrome. Let's see, it's called Folk Art Color Shift. We'll do a layer of that so it can dry, and then we'll do a layer of our sparkly blue over top of that after it's dry. Oh, I think that's gonna be pretty. I don't know if you'll be able to see the pink much in the camera, but it's got just like an ever so slight like pink sheet, like it's white, and then you angle just right and you have like kind of a slight pink sheen to it. It's gonna be pretty. I could have done another layer of like white over the wings before this, but I'm honestly kind of hoping that we get a little bit of that like tan and gray poking through, because I think it adds a lot of like dimensionality and depth. We want to leave, so at the moment his hair kind of blends into his wings. Should I clean up around the edge of there so that they're more distinct from each other? Or should I leave it like that? Oh, to be fair, this is the same color, by the way, that I used in his hair over here. On top of the teal. Hi, Koshi. Am I talking too loud for you? Apparently I'm talking too much, so she's decided she must leave. You can see, yeah, it looks pretty white in the camera, but you can see how shiny it is. I like this, yeah. This will be good. The blue matches hair and the bit of pink would be... Oh, that's what you said before. I might leave the hair kind of blending into the wings a bit, because it is going to be the same shimmer. So they kind of, I think, will blend into each other a little bit anyways. But I could make his hair a little bit darker, maybe. So I think that's maybe what I'm still not 100% sure on, is his hair. I'm still, like, it still feels disconnected to me. I think maybe it's too saturated. I think there's a lot of, like, neutral tones in this. A lot of oranges and browns. A little bit more muted. So maybe that's it. Maybe I need to make the teal of his hair a little bit more, neutral toned. Get in there. That might be the way to go. Make it a little bit. Yeah, that might be it. Alright, front of the wings. What's everybody? These not the words. What's everybody been up to this week? I signed up for, I think we'll kind of find out what it is. It sounds interesting at the very least. I figured that it'll be fun to check it out at any rate, but I signed up for like a free, like, seminar event series from YouTube that's like online. It's like 12 weeks long. So we'll see. I'm really curious how it's gonna be 12 weeks long. But it sounds like it's maybe a bit of a way to do some networking and things too. Because I know I was talking about wanted to do like, I think I was talking last week about how I think it'd be fun to reach out to some other like dice makers and artists and things on YouTube to do like collabs. And it might be a good way to meet some other folks that maybe find out some more stuff on how to use all the YouTube features and things. Work, plus you had to move from one building to another. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, it's crazy how much stuff you can accumulate, yeah. Did you have to move, like, for work or for home? From one building to another? Yeah, I think the solid white's nice. I don't see a lot of the pink in this lighting, but that's gonna be cool with the blue. Oh, okay. Okay. So you had a busy week at work. Normal work plus moving for work. Oh man, I've got a slight headache. I don't know if it's the light that I have shining in my face. I feel like sometimes it gives me a headache and sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, we'll see how the YouTube thing works. I'll have to let you guys know how it goes. Not moving from your home until you retire, especially after that move at work. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm like, moving house, I know, is crazy. Like, it's been quite a few years since I moved to my house, but I've accumulated so much more junk since then, too. I don't even want to think about what it'd be like trying to move now. Hopefully I won't have to move for a good long while. I'm quite happy in my house. There we go. That actually dried really quick. That's pretty much dry. Let me fix this hand real quick. And then we'll do the blue on the wings, because the blue, I feel like it takes a little bit longer to dry, maybe. For home, you plan to only move one more time, hopefully. Yeah? Sounds like you've got all sorts of fun plans for retirement, which I think is great. I feel like you should be excited for retirement. You should have plans for things you want to do. Hi, Koshi. There's a kitty cat over there. Alright, let's add some sparkle. So this is going to look a little bit funky at first, because it looks like white paint, and then it dries clear, and you just are left with the blue sparkles. But it's probably going to mute the shimmer here a little bit until it dries. Ooh, the blue. I can already see the blue sparkles. It's gonna be so sparkly. Oh. The problem with sparkles is, like, they just don't show up on camera the same. I'm tempted to add some of this to the hair on the other one too. But maybe not. I think I want the wings to be a little bit special. I don't know if I'll be able to get it so you can... Actually, sometimes it works better if it's blurry. You can kind of see some of the blue sparkle. Crafting, road trips, cruises. I was just relaxing and enjoying not having to go to work. Yeah, my parents, I think, are planning some trips and things now that my dad's retired. But definitely staying busy. And hopefully it'll be even more sparkly once it dries, like I was saying too, because the whiteness of it kind of turns clear, so it won't be blocking the sparkle as much. Oh, it's gonna be so sparkly! I'm so excited. Yeah, he retired literally a few months ago. So he hasn't been retired super long. But yeah, he retired not too long ago. My dad's the kind of person though that doesn't sit still well. So yeah. I think we're all just amazed that he's actually retired. He tried retiring once before and lasted like a day. Before he's like, no, I can't sit at home. I need to go do things. Not that he's, just sitting at home now that he's retired. He definitely has other things that he's doing, but seems that the retirement itself has actually stuck this time. Ooh, this is the way to do it. That's gonna be pretty. Just make sure that I got some on the whole thing. I'm hoping that I still get some of the pink. Hi, Edster. How's it going? I'm hoping some of the pink still shines through underneath the blue sparkle. We're going sparkly on this guy. On his wings. I may have done the wings a little bit prematurely because I still need to do like his hair and stuff. So hopefully I don't mess up the wings too much when I'm coming in here later to try and get his hair all nice, but I'm so excited for glitter. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty. Me? I'm doing well. So again, I'm gonna move it a little bit closer because sometimes the sparkle shows up better. The blurriness. I'll try. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see it in that wing there. Here, I'll try changing the focus a little bit closer. Oh, you can definitely get the blue. You definitely see some of the blue sparkle. Get the light just right. Yeah. The appropriate amount of glitter. Alright. Let that guy sit off to the side and dry a little bit. Come back to this guy. So, like I was just saying, I'm still not sure on the hair. I think maybe his hair is just a little bit too vibrant. I think I maybe wanted it a little bit more muted. So maybe I will take some like greenish paint and mix it with a little bit of like a brown, because everything else is so warm. Dark highlights. Maybe just add some so maybe I'll add some like dark brown. Try and make this quite a bit darker. And then water it down and have it kind of pool a little bit. Oh, my microphone is kind of in my way. Let's mix that up and see how this looks. Yeah, I think this kind of a muted green might be a little bit better. Look, it's quite... Why is my camera so dark? Let me try something real quick. Sorry if I blind you. Whoops! That's not what I meant to do. There's nothing in between. Is that better or worse? Is it easier to see things now, or is that a little bit too bright? Add a little bit of water. Sorry! Is this too bright? Better? Okay. Yeah, I think this is the call. I think just muting it down a little bit's gonna help. Let me grab my smaller brush. And then I might add some, like, brighter highlights, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I like it better darker. A little bit more muted. And then we'll add, I know, yeah. I did warn you maybe a little bit too quickly, right before doing it. That was my bad. I did not think it was gonna go that bright. I literally clicked a button and changed it off of the auto exposure. And then I went one click up and it went boom. Although actually, he kind of looks like he has some white and stuff in there just because of how the stuff pulls. Oops, that's not a focal. Yeah, it kind of pulls. Yeah, I think the darker's better. Although there's maybe a little bit too much along this side. Alright, I think we can do this guy too. Here, let's see if I can hold him close while I add some green. You know, I was gonna say, it's kind of hard to hold it this close while painting. What I could do is I could just move my camera closer to where I'm painting. Move you guys real quick. Let's see how this goes. Move my light over a little bit too. Hey, we can get closer. That's still a little bit wet. Be careful with that. Gotta carefully get this on here and not onto the wings or his face, which is easier said than done. This might actually work out well for differentiating the wings from the hair a bit. This is quite a bit darker. I can kind of section off which part is the hair. Let's see. It's more distinct. These streams are so chill. I mean, hopefully that's a good thing. I do sometimes wish that I was a little bit more engaging and energetic. Maybe is energetic the word I'm looking for? Maybe the energetic's not the word I'm looking for. But a bit more exciting in my streams. But also I think of streams as being like chill hangouts at the same time. So hopefully people are still having a good time, even if it's not the most like exciting of times. Yeah, I like that color. I don't like that color. I think that's good. I think this side over here, though, should be... right there should be part of his jacket, though. So we'll go over that. You like the chill vibe? Alright, that's good. I mean, I would hope that the people that are here and hanging out are enjoying the stream, especially. It is a little bit of a biased pool of people that I'm asking right now. Alright, so yeah, we'll make that part of his jacket, I think. But that did kind of fix the... Yeah. And then we'll add maybe some shimmer to the hair as well. Yeah, I think the darker green really helped. I think that was it. I think that was the solution. Just adding a slightly muted green. I'm feeling better about this guy now. He does make me think a bit of like a penny though. This guy's just a copper penny. Well, you know what? I'm glad you find the streams relaxing. Like, it's good. Like, that's part of the point of, like, entertainment, I guess. Like, I think of live streams as entertainment, and also like a chill hangout. So, if you're relaxed enough to fall asleep, maybe that's a good thing. If you're enjoying it, and also relaxed enough. If you find it boring, and that's a different story, but you know. Alright. Yeah. You know, honestly, what? That's not what I meant to do. I want to do... I'm debating how detailed I want to get, because, like, I like his hair like that, I think. I might actually leave it not shiny, his hair. Now that it's got that darker tone, I like it a lot better. I might just leave it as is. Actually, it's got maybe a little bit of sheen to it because of the color underneath, which I'll leave. I don't know if I can show that to you, but it's got like a little bit of a sheen. I'm debating whether... Yeah, I might not add too much more detail. I think all I really want to do on this one, maybe, is touch up a few areas. I might add, like, a little bit more detail to the... Actually, I might not even do that. I was gonna say, might add a little bit of detail to the vest to, like, show the sides, but might not. I think on this one, I want to finish painting the book and the base, and then I might just do, like, a wash and leave it as is. It's not boring. It's just past midnight. Yeah, that's the time difference. The joy of time differences. So let's block in some colors on the base, I think, and then we'll finish up the book, and then we'll do a wash. We'll see how we're feeling, because that might just be like I'm talking like a brown or a black. I have a couple of antiquing gels. And these are just basically for, I mean, I use them as washes. So, we could do black or brown. I don't know which one I want to do on this. I might actually do black. Usually I would do brown, but it's kind of like a, yeah. If you guys don't know what I mean by a wash, it's like a really thin, watered down paint. It's basically what we did on the hair here, where it's so watered down that it'll go down into all the crevices, and it will pool there, and so it will look darker down in the crevices, and then on the actual like outside part, you know, the highest part, it won't be there, so you'll get the color from underneath. And it's great for like adding a sense of depth and shadow, because if you look at, for example, this backpack back here, we've got a little bit of depth and shadow because it's actually 3D, but adding a wash of like a darker brown or black will really show off all of the little pieces of the backpack more than just leaving it like this. I think part of the reason I'm thinking of black possibly is because we have a lot of dark browns already, and so it'd be nice to have an even darker tone. Let's do the ground. You know, I could use a little bit of this down here in my grass. Why not? Well, we'll do that in a minute. Let's get all of our colors on. first. I'm gonna do some greens and some like oranges. Honestly, I like the really thin layer of green that's going on here because I'm getting some of that kind of beigey tone through. And I think having some oranges and stuff in there really add to the grass feel. Because I don't know if you've ever looked at plants. They're often not just green. There's often a lot of colors going on in there. I'm adding a little bit of like a complementary color opposite on the color wheel. So in the case of green, like a red. Might go for kind of an orangish red. To make things feel a lot more alive. When I was doing, would grass flocking be good to add? Bears and as a I mean, yeah, you absolutely could. I actually have a grass flocking, thing. I have a thing for that. One of these days I will, edit together the video where I used it. Got all the footage. Could do that. I think I just want to do paint though. Partially because I feel like I mean it probably isn't, but I feel like flocking's delicate. And I'm probably gonna toss this in the back. I do need to figure out actually how I'm going to transport this thing, because I'm not 100% sure. Especially the one with wings, because I want... Here, maybe you guys can help me come up with an idea. So, this guy, the one with wings, I want him to be a surprise. So I'm playing an Azumar, obviously. But I don't actually get wings until level 3. We're level 2 at the moment. We just started this campaign pretty recently. So I want my guy with the wings to be a surprise for the first time I actually use wings in the game. Because at some point I figure it'll be an option and I'll pop them out for some reason. You get some benefits. So I want to transport him. And I want to transport him in a way that everyone else is not going to see him. I'm not 100% sure how to transport him in a way that's not going to break his wings. I wonder if I have like a Chessex dice box, and if that would be big enough to hold him if I do. Because I could put him in that then, and then maybe put that in my dice bag. I'm trying to cover up some of the brown from the boot, by the way. At the moment, that's what I'm currently doing. Because I didn't paint the neatest when I was painting the boots down here. We ended up with darker green right underneath them, but honestly, I think that'll be fine. I'm gonna add some more greens and things, and I think it'll look good. Should pull out some more green colors. See what we got. That's true. That's true. Could find something on Amazon. Oh. Ah! My face! Ah! Stop that! You awake now? Alright. Grab some colors. A little plastic storage box with bubble wrap, which I could also hide the figure. Sorry. I think... Oh, actually, here. This is a smaller one. So, I'm thinking like one of these sort of boxes that you can get with dice. This is from a mini set of dice, so it's smaller. But I have bigger ones. I'm thinking maybe you could fit in there, and they often come with a little piece of foam. Oh, that's a good point. Could maybe 3D print something. That's true. I don't mind if it's in a clear container, because if it's in a clear container, I'll just throw it in my dice bag, which is not clear. And I've got a bunch. Chessex boxes work great. That's kind of, yeah, I'm kind of thinking. I'm just worried that the wings aren't going to fit. I guess I'll have to grab one and see. We'll have to check. Alright, I grabbed some colors. I don't know if I want to do shimmer, but I did grab this one, which is green, and then it shimmers like a yellow. Oh, there you go. You can kind of see the shimmer there. If I get it, angle it just right. There we go. Yeah, shimmer's yellow, but I guess actually there's not a lot of shimmer going on in here, so we could use that on here. Really, the only shimmer in here is his skin, metallic shine. So we could use a little bit of that. And then I grabbed some greens and a couple of like oranges, yellows. Oh gosh, that would require me to do some 3D modeling though, which I've not done in years. As far as 3D modeling goes, a box would probably be fairly easy. I did a CAD class, a computer-assisted design. You always use old dice containers with your minis. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. If they're flying. Yes, here's the flying version of the character. Ta-da! Yeah. I feel like that's a classic. Honestly having my like a one of the dice boxes would be perfect for storing him, because then if he's flying, I could set him on top of the box too. So I'll have to see if I have one that's the right size. I very well might have one that would fit him. Oh, his wings are dry. Oh, they're so sparkly, guys. I don't know if you can, I don't think you can see just how sparkly they are in the camera. They're so sparkly. I'm wondering if the lighting, I wonder, let me try turning that off. Yeah, you can see the sparkle maybe a little bit better on his wings. Look at that. The blue. That blue is all from the shimmer too. My light's really not blue. It's so sparkly. I'm happy with that. I think I'll need to add some more shimmer to the bottom, the base here too. Alright, yeah, that seems like a fair plan then. That guy needs some more, but let's continue with this guy's base. Let's maybe add... Could always cut off the wings and drill holes for magnets so they can attach and detach. That sounds like more... I mean, if I was gonna do that, I could have just had one mini too. Right? I think it's gonna be fun to be able to pull out a separate mini and like put it on the table. But that is a good point. I think it's small enough. You know what? Should I just go see if I can find a box real quick, and we can see if it'll fit? Why don't we just do that? I'll be right back. I found a box. It was a very short be right back. Oh, I think he might fit. Found a bigger box. Nope, not quite. Not quite. Is there a different way for me to... No. Boo! Alternative idea. I think I have a baby food jar over here, which might have a bigger... No, he's not gonna fit in there. That's not gonna work either. Oh, tiny magnets are great. I think I have some literally sitting over here somewhere, but... Or did I take them downstairs? I might be able to put them in a little pouch, which might protect him enough. Like I've got these little pouches that I sometimes ship things in. Or actually, we're moving to packaging. So could put them in maybe a little bag. I do also have these little packages that I don't know what you call these. I want to say like, yeah, I don't know what you call these, but folds over like that, and then I think he's too thick for he's too big for that. Never mind. So maybe a little pouch would be a way to do it, because he should fit in. He'll fit in there fine, and that would hopefully protect him, right? At least a little bit. Could put him in there with a little bit of foam or something too. So that might just be what ends up happening. He might just go in a bag. Alright. Woo! Knock things over here. Okay, anyways. Based on this guy. What do we want to do based on this guy? I'm thinking I might kind of go back and forth between greens and yellows and oranges a little bit. I think we want to start darker and then we'll move lighter as we go. So let's do a little bit of orange. Just a little bit. Angle this a bit more. There we go. Water it down a little bit. Just gonna add a little bit of orange. That's even more than I want, probably. Just trying to add some warmer tones in there. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna go full autumn or if I just want to have kind of like a warmer undertone to some of it. Because I'm gonna go over the top of this with some more green. I'm just trying to add some orangey tones. I don't even want. I'm just trying to add or maybe more like an not an autumn, a dry grass sort of vibe. I think patch would be better. It's your experience that even with primer and top coat, the paint can still be easily scratched. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Your tower's dice tower is pretty new and it's already scratching. Yeah. And I probably should put a top coat. Do you guys have any recommendations for top coats? I hadn't gotten that far yet. So a little bit of orange. Let's do a little bit under his feet too. There's a few 3D models online for miniature storage cases. Oh, okay. Could look at that too. Use a matte Mod Podge spray. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. Yeah, because I think I might want to go matte. That might be nice. Alright, there we go. Gotta add a little bit of orange. And should we add some shimmer? Let's add a little bit of shimmer, why not? I'm trying to pull the use a triple thick top coat. Is that what it's called, or are you saying that you do it 3 times? When you say triple thick top coat, are you, which one are you, what are you, yeah. That's some of this green that shimmers yellow. It's going to get covered up by some other green tones, which is good, which is what I want. So it won't end up too shimmery, but There's several brands that just say they're much thicker than ordinary top coat. Oh, okay, okay. There we go. Look at that. I almost put my brush into my tea. Should I add a little bit of yellow, or should I just keep going straight with the greens? A little bit of yellow. Like I said, maybe more of a dead grass feel, the yellow. Just a little bit. Very lightly in a couple spots. You've used DuPont, and Rubbermaid. You think the DuPont is better, but way more expensive. Okay. I mean, that's good to know, though. Gives me an idea. An idea, something to look into. Alright. Now we're going to go in with some brighter greens, too. Try and brighten it up a little bit. I think let's do this one. Maybe. I don't know if there's any paint in here. Doesn't feel like it's... Ooh, no, there's paint. Oh, I'm just going to grab a little bit then. Woo! Add a little bit of vibrancy. That's quite a bit brighter than the other greens in here. And then I might use the lightest green for some of these tufts of grass. I don't know if I even like this green. It might be too vibrant. Not sure. What do we think of that green? Is it too vibrant? Is it too much? We'll probably do the wash over the brown or the... You think it looks good? Okay. We might do the brown or the black wash over the bottom here too, which will mute things back down a little bit again. Alright, and then I'm going to use an even brighter, probably my brightest green, to help make some of the tufts of grass stand out. I feel like they're kind of blending in a bit. This one is rather thick. So I'm just going to grab a little bit. I'll mix it with some water. All right. Okie dokie. I'll be here. That might be a bit much. Let me... I might need to go back in with some of those darker greens over in this corner now. I don't know, actually. It's very bright, but kind of works. I feel like the little tufts of grass stand out better with the lighter color. They don't blend in quite as much. Let me clean up the edge here of his boot. Maybe. Maybe I'll clean up the edge of his boot. It's like I have so much water here. Alright, actually, this might be good. I think maybe we paint the rocks and see how we're feeling. Paint the rocks. I've got a gray. We'll do gray on the rocks, and then maybe, I don't know why I was going to put that there. I don't need to put that there. Let's do gray on the rocks, and then I might add some silver or some slightly darker tones. But we'll start with just gray for the rocks. There's one rock. Yeah, it's gonna need some dry brushing or something at the very least. I guess actually it doesn't really matter if they stick out, like, they're just kind of blending in at the moment, but that might be okay. Like, this is the base part, right? Like, we don't need the thing he's standing on to be the most exciting part of the mini. I suppose even if there's a little bit of green on the rocks, it's not too big of a deal. It's just moss, right? I do see your little bits of vibrancy look good. You personally wouldn't put any more. I may have overdone it a little bit, but that's always been my way. I never know when to stop. I do think the lighter green is better, though, than the darker green. Sorry if you can't see. I also can't see what I'm doing. I'm channeling my inner Bob Ross. No mistakes, just happy little accidents. I do really like painting, just in general. It's been a while since I've done some, just plain old acrylic painting, but it's on the to-do list. I've got another acrylic painting idea that I'll do at some point. I've just got so many projects and things that I want to do. Baiting? You stream for your Bob Ross? You know, that is a high compliment. I'll go for chill. Chill, positive. Hopefully inspiring you to go out and make some art. Yeah, this has worn. That's all the paint was knocked off the end of that. Let's just do that real quick. Just don't flashbang you again. I'll try not to. Try not to. Maybe this is where I go in and add some yellow on the grass. I lost a lot of that orange. The flashbang wasn't very Bob Ross. You never know. I'm going back in with a little tiny bit of orange, very much watered down. Not that watered down. I added way too much water. Just There we go. Yeah, that's good. A little bit of orange in there. That makes it more interesting. A little bit underneath the grass in the back, too. Hopefully make the tufts of grass stand out even more from the background. Let me see if I can get in there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Unhappy accidents. You're assuming that the flashbang was an accident. Alright, I'm glad I added some orange back in there. I'm pretty happy with that. Do you think we should add... Ooh! That's not what I wanted to grab. Should we add any silver to the rocks, or should we leave it as is? I think we leave it as is. I like it. Alright, I think the last sort of main thing I want to... Actually, there's a couple things I want to do on here. The first one is I want to paint this book. Let's do the book. Which I think is going to be like white and a little bit of this beige. I want it's a little bit too white at the moment. And also spotty. Let's do a couple drops of paint. I don't know that I'm gonna mix those together completely, but I'm gonna add just a little bit that beige color. There's a cat on the chair behind me that she keeps. She likes to make it so that I can't sit back in my chair. That might be a little bit too fleshy. Let's go a little bit more white than that. I do want this to be, because I can still see the gray through it, which I don't like. I just want it to be a more solid color. Kitty cat! And we'll definitely be like kind of weathering this a little bit anyways with the washes after, so. I think it's still gray in this corner here. Alright, so here's what I need to decide for this book. I'm a little bit torn. So this character's a wizard. So do I put like fancy wizardy runes inside this book? But he's currently like studying weird magical plants and fungi. So do I do weird wizardy runes, or do I do like a technical drawing of like a flower type thing? I could try and paint like the flower that he's holding in the book, but maybe in like black and white type thing. Which should I do for what's on these pages? Could try and do one page of flower and the other page like wizardy runes. That could be a challenge. Alright, while that dries, let's see if there's any other little spots that I need to like clean up on here. It's looking alright. I think there's a spot here on his shoulder. Let's fix that. You think the flower he's holding? Do plants person then change it after every session depending on what they're currently up to? Unfortunately, I have other things I have to do with my day. Clean that up a little bit. Sounds like people like the idea of the flower, though. Flower on one side, then runes on the other. We'll see what I can do. This is... Let's do it. Should I paint the flower? You'd go with like golden runes? Oh. I'm thinking it's small enough. I might just go for like one color. I might just go for like a dark brown to act as... I might even go with this dark brown for like the script. Or like it's like he's drawing in like a pen or a pencil or something. So, ooh. Not even necessarily colorful, but how are we feeling about the rest of this guy? I think we're almost to the point where... Whoa! Oh, the other thing I wanted to do, actually, is when I was designing this guy, I gave him a little ring. I'm just going to give him a little gold ring. I've nailed it so far. Oh, thank you. Maybe the flower's using a spell? I don't think any of the flowers that he's found so far have been... You know, maybe the flowers are how he's leveling up. He's learning things from the flowers. Where did the ring go? So small. I'm just gonna make up a ring. I think it's right in there. Sure, that's his ring. Thanks, guys. I'm having fun doing it. I'm glad that we made his hair a little bit darker. Then I feel a lot better about him now that it's a little bit more muted. I keep grabbing the end of that and wearing the paint off of it. Alright, I think that's dry enough. We haven't gotten very far into the campaign. I think we've only found giant dandelions, and there was like a lichen that was strangely pulsating and tasted like lemons. But also you shouldn't eat. I don't think he was the one that tasted it. I think someone else tasted it. Alright, let's see if we can do this. Let's set this up here. Alright. Let's see if I can draw a flower. I might have to do this in a way that you guys can't... Oh, just a second. There's a cat that wants in. It's at my window. Let me do that so I'm not distracted by the cat clawing at my window. And then we'll paint the flower. Come on, buddy. Alright. Now we won't be distracted by Fitz clawing at my window. You know, it might have been the party barbarian. That's a good point. I played the barbarian last campaign. That was fun. I mean, when you've got hit points like that, you might as well eat what you want to. Alright, let me think of... Like I said, I'm kind of at an angle here. Let me see if I can angle it a bit more so you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't know if I like the placement of that. I might start over. Just make sure it's dry enough that I'm not gonna have stuff going all over the place. Alright, let's see if we can do this. I need to figure out, do I want the flower to be coming up, or do I want it to be going out? It's probably going to be easier if I just do it straight on, right? Because I could do kind of like a... Yeah, probably straight on is going to be the easiest. Whew. One petal. One petal. Wait, can I get you guys closer? As you can see. My hand is not steady enough for this. How many petals are on this flower, actually? 5! I can't remember what that... There's a word for that. I can't remember what the word is for flowers with odd number of petals. Maybe cool if the flowers came out of the book. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. That might be as close as we're gonna get to this. It might look a little bit more like a starfish. Magnifying glass would be helpful with this for you anyway. Tried to move you guys as close as I could. He's reading a SpongeBob comic, yeah. Maybe if I added some of the pink. Problem with... I need to add some water. Problem with trying to write this small is that as soon as I put paint on my brush, it dries. Hi, Fitz. Please don't headbutt me right now. I can tell that you want to. Yes, hello. Hello, buddy. I don't need you clawing me right now. What are you doing? I'm sorry, buddy. I'm in the middle of something. I can't come hang out and pet you while you eat. I know that's what you want. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah. Looks like a sombrero on a mustache. Do we like that? Or should maybe I go for the you know, Fitz, stop clawing me. I don't know if I like it. I might, so, you see the shape here where it's kind of like on this, from the side, where it's kind of a bell shape? I'm tempted to do that with like a leaf. More of like a technical, I don't like it. We're gonna redo it. You watching on your phone so it's tiny? Well, it's too late. I'm redoing it. I'm still not happy with it. I might need to bye-bye, Patrick. Yes. I think a side profile is gonna be better. Let's try this. I'm trying to pick up a small amount of paint on my paintbrush. Yep. Poor SpongeBob. like that better? Does it read more as a flower? That's the real question. Just I'm going to angle it back towards me a little bit. Oops. That's sick. Unfortunately, I've just messed it up slightly. But I can fix it. I can fix it. He's so sad. Cat's so sad that no one's hanging out with him while he eats his food. Just like I've messed it up. There we go. All right. I can touch it up a little bit with a little bit of white in a minute too. Not got the shape quite right, but that's okay. Should we add a little bit of? I'm gonna add. Should I add some scribbles next to it, like it's Yeah, let me just try something real quick. There. Now there's some like text next to it too. Like we're taking notes on it. All right. All right. Let's see if we can do our wizardy stuff on this side. I know, he's so neglected. No one loves him. There we go. I think that works. Maybe it looks more like math symbols on that side, but that's fine. He studies magical physics anyways. Perfect. That's my new headcanon. This text says, "This is flour. Flour is great. Do not eat flour." Alright. Okay, I think we've got this to a point where maybe we're ready for that wash now. So we want to let that dry, obviously, but I think we could, while the page is dry on that, we could add some of our antiquing gel. So I'm thinking for around the base here, around the plants and things, let's do some of the brown. Do some of the brown antiquing gel. Because that's a little bit more natural. So I'm just going to try and kind of get that in everywhere. Even up on his boots is fine. Just a little bit of extra dirt. And then I'm going to wipe it away a bit, so don't worry, it's not just going to stay all brown like this. We will have the grays and the greens back in a moment. Just trying to kind of get it down into all the nooks and crannies and crevices. All right. I'm going to try and wipe some of this stuff off now. Might even grab a towel here. And wipe off some of this. I'll leave some of it, obviously, but You can see we've got kind of like some dirt between the rocks there now and such. Gives it a weathered look. This one just discovered washes. They really add depth. You were shocked at the difference. I know, it's like, it does so much. Like, there's so, the rocks have so much more dimension to them now. You can see them so much better. Alright, I was thinking of doing a black wash over, like, the jacket and things. I'm gonna put this away. I don't think I need my little tiny brush out. I literally only have a black and a brown antiquing gel. Hello, Fitz. I see that you are staring at me. You're very sad. You're a sad boy. Normally I do brown, but I think maybe we do black. I'm going to avoid, so there's a couple of areas I'm going to kind of avoid if I can. Oh, I need to fix the paint on the staff, too. I keep scratching off the paint on the top of the staff. I'm going to avoid the hair. I'm going to avoid the book. Because the hair, we already did a wash. We did a, like a dark teal wash. So I don't need to do that again. And cover it up. I don't really want to cover up that dark teal color we did. And in the book, I'm thinking we're going to do kind of the brown wash. To make the pages look a little bit old and weathered. Yeah, there's a cat down here. Buddy boy. I know. He's so sad. He's so sad. Well, the problem with washes is that if I don't like it, it's going to be difficult to get off, but woo! Let's go for it. Let's try this thing. Oh dear. It's like all the paint's trying to come out. Start with the boots and see how we feel, maybe. Boots and jacket. Where's all of my antiquing gel trying to escape to? If a little bit of the black gets down into the bottom part, it's not a huge deal either. Alright. Now I'm trying to kind of work some of this out, so there's not quite nearly as much of it all in one spot. Hard to hold this guy so we can both see what's going on. I think it may have covered up a little bit of the texture on the pants, which is a little bit unfortunate, but let's try to sop up some of that. He's still so sad. Yeah, I think it'll be nice on the boots, though. Yeah, I think that'll work on the boots. I may need to, just let me change the focus up to a little bit closer. It's very shiny at the moment, but adds some good weathering, I think. Alright, let's continue. I'll continue with the black. There's a cat hair right there. Koshi, what's up? Why do you look rumpled, buddy? Are you chasing Koshi? I don't know what's going on over here. The cats are being weird. Seeing it up close does give a good weather effect. Yeah! Alright, I think... Oop, that's so much. That's gonna be plenty for all over the place. Oops, I added too much water there. Just try and get it into all the nooks and crannies. I want to get some of it off of the jacket and stuff though too. I don't want to completely cover up. Ooh, don't want to completely cover up all of the colors underneath. A little bit up here. Okay. Ah! Oh my gosh. I have so much paint on my desk right now and a microphone that there's no place for me to step my arm. Okay, there we go. You can see on the backpack though, all those little pockets and things stand out better. And I haven't even actually added much to the backpack because I kind of watered it down when I was doing that. Just a little bit. It kind of helps tie, I think, all of his clothes and stuff together too. I didn't do it on the flower. If I do the flower, I might do a little bit of brown. I should do a little bit on the staff here though. I don't know what's going on with the cats right now. Oh, the one behind me has moved. I can finally sit back. Okay. Most of my cats are indoor cats, except for Fitz, and part of the reason is that if you trap him indoors, and we've had to trap him indoors before, he goes like cabin crate, stir crazy? Cabin fever, stir crazy. Those are the two things I was trying to put together. And drives the other cats insane. They do not like... Is there a certain consistency that you should use for washes? I mean, this stuff is like kind of built for it. Like, but usually, this was kind of how the name suggests, really thin, really liquidy. That was kind of what we were doing with like the hair. I'm even on this stuff, I'm adding some more water sometimes. Just to water it down a little bit so that it's... Because you want it to flow down into the little spots. Just like, let me hold this up. The lighting, I had weird glare at that angle. Also, weird cat hairs everywhere. I've got some of this wash along the bottom, which I don't like. I don't like the black along the bottom. I just want the brown down there. So let's clean some of that up. Alright. I keep doing that. Every time I end up taking the paint off the tip of that. Yeah, see the back? There we go. I think the backpack's got a lot more interest to it now. We did just a solid color for the backpack, solid color for the boots. Most things were solid colors. I will say, I don't, like, things ended up a lot more similarly colored than they started with. But this was mostly just solid colors, like the jacket and the boots and the backpack and everything were all just solid colors, and then I did a wash over the top. Like cartoons before the washes, yeah, exactly. The DMC's always painting the baddies. They look like cartoons before the wash. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So solid colors, and then just a wash over the top, and it like ties everything together because you got kind of like a color, almost like a color harmony, almost like, you know, if you do everything with a red, then it gives everything that red tint. And then, okay, just a second. There's so much paint that just came out of here. I'm gonna try and put some of this back in the bottle. Okay, there we go. I mean, honestly, if you overdo it or underdo it, you can always, like, the nice thing about, like, acrylics is you can paint over things. Alright, let's do a little bit of a brown wash on the book, and then we might be done with this guy, except for the tip here where I keep getting all the... Alright. Let's do a little bit of brown in the book. I think I definitely need some sort of spray or something to seal everything, because I can feel the paint is gonna be easy to wipe off. Cat hair. Always cat hair. Even when I'm not doing resin, the cat hair's coming for me. Try and get some of that white back through. A little bit more in the middle there. There we go. I think I like that. Kind of just looks like the letter Q on that side. I don't know how I feel about that, but it's good enough. I can paint over it later if I decide. Alright, I think this guy's looking pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about this guy. Yeah. I think we can call this guy done. That does mean, though, I still have this one. And there's a few little things to finish up on here. This guy doesn't have... His wings are all sparkly, of course. Oh, here we can kind of see... So we did the same colors on, like, the jacket and stuff on these. Let's see if I can get it so you can see the difference in how, like, the jacket and stuff feel. So, the one on the guy with the wings, haven't done a wash. Have I thought about doing mini painting tutorial videos? I mean, I haven't done enough mini painting to feel like I have any sort of authority on it. Could do a video at some point. It could be fun, but I don't know how much tutorialing I'd be able to do. But yeah, you can see the difference in how things feel. All right, I'm quite happy with this guy. I'm quite happy with him now. I was right. Doing the little bit of a wash at the end really helped tie things together. His jacket lapel here, I will say, I'm not sure I'm feeling about that though. It's kind of blending in with the stuff underneath. That might be okay. I guess maybe that's kind of how colors work in real life, right? Like sometimes things kind of blend together. Let's brighten that up a little bit. There we go. Ooh, that sounds fancy. Ah! Well, I will think about doing it. I've got so many other videos that I have in the works, so it'd probably be a little bit out, but it could be fun at some point to do a mini video. Alright, cool. Sorry, I just gotta keep showing them off because I'm quite happy with them. Alright, let's finish this guy up. So, this one, I think the main things left on this guy are he needs a face. Should I do a wash? I don't think I need to do a wash on this guy's face, right? Like, he's got enough definition with the print itself. I gave him eyes. I feel like his face is pretty okay, right? This guy, though, I think we need to finish his little knife over here. Finish painting that. Paint his boots, which are kind of messy at the moment. And then I want to add, I think, a little bit more shimmer and things to the base here. Maybe make the colors a little bit brighter. I think that is all that's left on this guy. A little bit of touch-up here and there. But, alright. Knife handle. What color was it? Kind of just this... It might just be this kind of beige color. I think it wasn't exactly just this beige color for his knife handle over here, but it's pretty close. So I'm just going to do that because I don't remember what color we did. I think we might have mixed something. I don't remember what exactly we mixed. Ooh, let's add some water to that. It's sitting here, it's gotten all goopy. I think the other fun thing about painting minis, at least the way I do it, is it's pretty low stakes. Like, if you don't like it, it's not a huge deal. You can paint over it or use a different mini. Where can I hold this guy? Here we go. How do I do it over here? That might actually be pretty similar. And then I think I had a little bit of silver around where the blade was. Change the focus back so a little bit. It's in there. Okay, let me grab the silver. Just a little bit of a hint of the blade on this knife. It's just kind of a, yeah, 10 little hint of a blade. Why did all this silver paint come out now, too? Alright, let's see. And then I said boots, right? That was the other thing that needed fixed was the boots. I believe that's this light brown color, so we'll do that. Alright. I swear, both this week, last week and this week, my work area has gotten smaller and smaller as we've gone, because, wait, here, let me show you, I'll put back on autofocus for a second. Let me show you what my desk looks like at the moment. Look at all those paints! And my microphone! Never even considered using minis, but now you not only want to get them, but want to paint them too. It's fun! Yeah! So these ones, I probably should mention, let me turn the autofocus back off because it never wants to find it. I should mention, I designed these minis with Hero Forge. So, if you want to design your own minis, you can go to, I think it's heroforge.com, or, let me see, what's their website? Hero Forge. And then, too much of a tremor? Yeah, let's go. I think there are some tricks you can do to help for doing fine detail stuff with tremors, but I don't... heroforge.com. To be fair, even if you can't paint them, you could go play around on the Hero Forge website, which is quite fun. Anyways, you can design minis. Actually, I'll probably show you this. I'll show you this guy because I have him. Oops. Let me move some things around. I think I could go over to my desktop. Aha! Can you still hear me? Oh, good, you can still hear me. Like, here he is. I had fun with the colors, too. Do I have... Oops. Well, I'll go back. Here's the version with the wings I was playing around with on... I played around with colors and things. So you can, like, go in here and completely design what you want to do. And then I went and bought the STL files, so I just went and got the files and printed this guy out myself because I've got a printer for it. But you can also just buy the minis from them, and then you can like make your own. It's just fun. It's just fun to make your own. But you can also get them at gaming stores and things like that too. There's all sorts of options for. Oh, where's my window? There it is. All sorts of options for minis. You can get pre-made ones. You get all sorts of fun monsters and things, pre-made ones. But for your own characters, it's quite fun. I find it fun to be fair, I was that person that always liked the dress-up games and things like that. I'm the one that spends forever in character creation menus, just trying all of the different options and seeing what there is. I have far too much fun with that. So, yeah. That's right up my alley. Okay, let me try and hold this so that you guys can see what I'm doing. You too? Yeah. But I guess the point being there, Hippie Mommy, is even if you've got a tremor and you can't paint them, might be fun to mess around on that site, because you can change, obviously, the colors and things and stuff there, and kind of virtually paint things. Tough call. You'll be getting a 3D printer, but your oldest daughter already has projects she wants to do with it. We have to buy the minis directly. Yeah, which is an option. And I mean, I should point out that I'm using a resin 3D printer. The filament printers I think they work better for larger things. Yeah, this works fine with the little resin 3D printer. I can't do big things with that, but it's good, has good fine detail, which is why I got it. It works well for, like, my dice. But for the filament 3D printers, it's not quite the same thing. Let me angle this maybe so you can see a little better. I'm so glad that I finally got the settings figured out for my 3D printer. I was struggling to get something to print with, oopsies, just a second, got some on the jacket, don't want that on the jacket. Getting a filament printer, Bambu Labs. Ooh, is that one of the ones that has multicolors? That's pretty, those are just seem fun. I think I've never really gotten into the 3D printing stuff. I think it's really fun. I have a friend, an artist friend, who's so good with that stuff, and she does like all of her own like models and stuff. She makes some cool things. But it's more of a means to an end, I guess, for me, because I'm usually printing things out because I want something specific for a set of dice. Reasonably priced too? Oh, nice. I don't know how expensive those sorts of things are. I have a friend, though, that likes 3D printing. I could see him getting something like that. But yeah, for a long while there, I was like, I can't get my stuff to print with any sort of, like, clarity. While I was working on a commission. Same commission where I needed the flocking. Strangely. But I couldn't, I was trying to get something to print, and I'm like, things are just kind of blending together. Am I trying to print too fine of detail? Or is this, like, do I have settings wrong? I had no idea what the correct settings were. Luckily, I went and asked in my Discord, because people there know what they're doing when it comes to the resin 3D printing. And people were able to say, yeah, your exposure time is like 5 times too much. Maybe not that much. It was probably closer to 4 times too much. It was at like 20 seconds instead of 5. So I was able to fix that. It's so nice being around people that know how to use different things, and you can ask them. And there's a bunch of brown there. Okay. Let me add some white around the foot, clean it up. So I've got some of the brown from the shoe on the ground. And I'm going to go in with some more of the shimmer anyways. So we'll just follow the, I'm going to kind of try and follow the path of, oh, okay, boxes, wrong way, there we go. The sort of shape of the base, but, so it'll hopefully be less noticeable if I don't get it covered completely. Just, it'll look intentional. But let's cover up some of that brown paint down here. Honestly, it might be kind of a cool effect if I have kind of some white. I might just add a little bit more underneath the other foot too. And then I'll add more shimmer over the top. Also, I'm still not very good at 3D printing things. You can see where I broke off some of the supports and things less than cleanly. But it's fine, it's fine. One of the IT guys in your department is your go-to for 3D printing advisor solutions. That makes sense, yeah. Those are the people to ask. I luckily have a bunch of friends that are into the tech stuff that I can hit up for things like that. What else did I say that I needed to do on here? There was the blade, which we did. Touching things up. I guess maybe I need to touch up the guy's pants a bit. Especially along the back. And the base. So I think, yeah, just touching things up a little bit. I might want to touch up his jacket a bit. Okay, let's just do a few little touch-ups, and then we'll do the base, and then we'll do a wash on this guy as well. I was saying that this part back here should probably be part of his collar. However, I don't have to try and mix up that color again, so I'm just going to make it the brown of his jacket instead. Because that'll look reasonable. Yeah, that works. And then for his pants, Oh, that's actually his pants color that I was using. Oops. I think it'll be okay. Along the back here, it's like light, very light colored, and I don't want that. Once I add the wash, I think it'll push things more towards the same color anyways, so it's not a huge deal, but come on. Okay. And then, what was the other thing I said I needed to touch up? So just along the bottom. He's the one that told you about the Bambu Lab printers. That's cool. Oh, I need to give this guy eyes. That's what this guy needs. What color did we use for the... Did I just use white and then black? Oh no, you know what I used on this one? You know the shimmery pink that we used on the wings? That's what I used for the whites of the eyes on that one, I'm pretty sure. So, let's see if we can do that again. I'm gotta go tiny. Alright. Oh, no, my hands are too shaky for this. Eyeball time. I'm tempted to not give him pupils. He probably should have pupils, though. He'll look a little bit funky. Wait, did I get him even enough? That's even enough. Although it matches the wings like this. What do you think? I probably should give him pupils. I could do blue or something. It's hard to get the eyes a nice shape. But yeah, should we give him pupils or should we leave him like this? Leave it? Okay. Yeah, I think having them next to each other, it's a fun dichotomy. See if I can get these guys both in focus. Ooh, and angled. Normal. Angelic version. Yeah. Alright, touch up the base a little bit with some of our shimmery colors. And then let's do some of the yellow. And then we'll do a wash on this one too. Should I do a wash of some sort on the wings? There's a question for you guys to ponder while I add a little bit more color down along the base. Is there a color we should wash the wings? Or should we leave them as is? I almost think leave them as is. Oh, I should do this on camera and in focus. There we go. That's a little better. Maybe do teal back there. Yeah, it's kind of, I think we leave them kind of ethereal, which I like. Too much water. Just a second. Oh, we'll want to do a wash on the jacket and things, I think. Oh, it has kind of a white effect. It almost looks like it's kind of like lit up there because I added the white. Let me hold this in a way that I can show you guys what I'm talking about. See behind his foot there? There's the white. I'm thinking I might add a little bit more of the white to make it look more intentional. Like some striations of the white. So it almost just looks like I'm dropping things. Happy little accidents. If I add some more like stripes and things of white, it'll look like I meant to do that. Sometimes that's the way you gotta go. So I'll add even just that little bit, I think helps. Just a little bit back here though. Gotta hold this guy. That kind of follow the path of things. That kind of makes it feel more like waves. Anyways, see, I totally meant to do that. Happy little accidents. And then we'll do some more of the colors at the top. Let's add some more purple. I don't want to overshadow all the other colors. Kind of blend that in a little bit. And add a little bit of pink. That back here. Oops. Don't want it on the foot, which is what I just did. There we go. Trying to hide what I'm doing underneath the wing there. And then we'll do a little bit of, should we do, okay. You know how we added blue sparkles to the wings? Should we add blue sparkles to the bottom too? Or do you think that we should leave the blue sparkles just for the wings? Because I kind of want the wings to be special. So I feel like maybe having the blue sparkles just on the wings will help with that. But also sparkles. And yay, sparkles. Sparkles are pretty. What do we think? We're adding shimmer to the bottom, obviously. But do we add sparkles to the bottom too? Oh, I kind of like the bottom like that. Yeah, I think I like the bottom like that anyways. Add a little bit of this over by this yellow, because this yellow is a little bit too yellow. Right along the foot. That'll help. Yeah, alright. Alright, I like that. I think we just want to do a black wash on the jacket and pants and boots now. And I think we'll, oh, actually, wait. We give him his gold ring. We give him his gold ring that he had on the other one. Where'd my gold go? I've got so many paints. Yeah. Yeah, the iridescent look, yeah. Just what I was going for. I don't know that he has a ring. It just matched his vibe, I thought. I'm thinking maybe at some point... Actually, he does have a ring now that I think about it. He literally got a couple of weird magic rings in the last game. I don't think they really do anything except for illusion stuff, but... He's got a ring now. There we go. Alright, let that dry, and we'll do our black wash. I do need to let that dry, though. I'm gonna try and make sure that I don't get any of the wash on the wings or the base, which is gonna be easier said than done. Luckily, this stuff wipes off pretty well. I think I did a good job of making these guys, making it the same character, but giving these two things different vibes. Obviously, I'm going for a much more kind of ethereal vibe with the wing one. Should I add... Well, here's a question. I think we leave him as is, right? Actually, I could probably add a little bit of this to his hair. A little tiny bit. I'm going to water it down a lot. Because the other version actually has some of this in his hair. It's just underneath everything else. So I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle to his hair. A little bit of shine. Oops. Did I get that on his face? Okay. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be kind of subtle. Alright. I think the ring. I think we can do the wash. Alright, let's do the black wash on this guy. Here we go. I don't know why this part feels nerve-wracking, but this does. I think it's because you put it on and it's like immediately so much. Like it's so dark. It feels like it's covering up all of the color. And you kind of just have to keep working it until it goes where you want it to a certain extent. Because look how dark his boot is. I'll need to clean up the base probably a little bit. Let's go over to the boot. Oh, I got sparkly on there. Oh well. Hopefully I can cover up a little bit of that with the wash. You can kind of see there's a little bit of the sparkle up the side of the boot, but they've got all sorts of stuff, yeah. There's a lot of things on there. I hear aluminum foil. I wonder if my brother's making dinner. Now I'm thinking about it, it would be kind of fun to try and make my cats as like humanoid characters in Hero Forge. That could be fun. I made me in Hero Forge at one point. Which was fun. I mean, I've mused before about, like, to be fair, I feel like I probably haven't asked this of you guys yet. If you guys were in, I mean, we'll say D&D, but, you know, sort of fantasy setting, what sort of, like, race and class would you be? Like, if I'm going specifically D&D, I'd probably be, like, a gnome bard. And then maybe, like, I'll subclass, or not subclass, maybe I would multi-class into warlock at some point. Gnome feels up my street, though. Ooh, that's probably more black than I needed to add to that. Trying to get it on the jacket, not on the wings. I'm not using my tiny brush. Why am I not using my tiny brush? I don't know. Okay. Dragonborn Ranger. Why is that? Dragonborn Ranger. I said it right, but for some reason it didn't feel like I said it right when I said it. That'd be fun. Gravitated towards elves or some variation of them, like half-elf. Yeah. I always played an elf ranger, playing D&D growing up. I've probably mentioned this before, but I started playing D&D as a kid because my dad would run games for the family. So I would always play an elf ranger, and my brother was usually a dwarf fighter, and my mom was usually a human cleric. Clear off some of the stuff from here. Try to get some of the some of this out of here. Don't need quite this much. Oops, all over the place. Don't want to clear that out though. What sort of class do you think you would be, Selden? Okay. Oop, I need it underneath the coat. I don't have any in here. I'm realizing it's very bright. That's exactly where I want more of it. Your very first character was a human fighter. Dwarves can be tons of fun to play, yeah. Sorry, just a second. I'm trying to make sure that I've got some of this stuff in here, but it's not the only thing in here. I want other colors to be visible too. Makes them quite dark. All of his clothing and stuff. Very first. Wait, whoa. Oh yeah, it was so. Oh yeah. I was asking if you were what class would you be if you were in D&D? So you've got race. I'm wondering what class. Would you be like a bard or a barbarian or a fighter? I feel like that's pretty good. Let me just clean up anything along the base here real quick. I don't know, how are we feeling about that? Whoops. Well, my lighting has good timing, but sort of good timing, because I do want to show off how these turned out. Just a second, let me plug that in. Steal the plug-in from my other light. Aha! I think these guys are done. I think I just need to do like a little bit of a top coat on him. This guy's still drying, obviously, so he's quite shiny at the moment. But hopefully his stuff will end up looking like this guy's stuff, his clothing. Yeah. You just know you can't play a thief. You like to rush in too much. See, I like playing a rogue because I like doing like damage. And they're very much like DPS. They're very much damage based characters. All right, I think our guys are done. We've got my main figure. With his book. And then we've got his Aasimar, like, celestial version. He's still a little bit damp. But, I'm really happy with him. I'm glad that I went back and changed the hair, because I was not feeling the hair, I will admit, and I think it feels a lot more, tied together now that the hair's a little bit more muted down. A little bit more muted down teal. I'm really happy with how sparkly the wings are. They're so sparkly. I might have to do like a some sort of glossy. Actually, I wonder if I have a glossy like varnish or something. Textile. Not medium. No. Doesn't look like it. Oh. I apparently have mediums for both slowing down how fast acrylic dries and making it transparent. I also have, I got some stuff from Pasta. Minis aren't your thing. You just 3D print stuff, but painting... Oh! Well, thank you! I'm glad you like them. I'm quite happy with them. I think it'll be good for the campaign. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what we're gonna do next week. We might pour some resin next week because I do still have some like Patreon D20s that I should do. But that's probably gonna do it for today. Now that these guys are done, can I angle these in a way that? Wait, let me see if I can set these guys up so you can see them. Never focuses quite where I want it to. All right, but yeah, I think we will we'll call it here for today. I will be back next week, probably pouring resin. Would be my guess. It really just depends on what I need to get done. So I will of course schedule the stream so you guys can see what it is. But hopefully I will catch you guys there. Thanks for tagging along. I'm glad we could work on these together. I'm glad that we could finish them up today since we started them last week. And I'm quite happy with how they turned out. I appreciate your guys' input on what we should do on some of the pieces. Anyways, have a good rest of your day or night or after midnight. I guess that's night. I will hopefully see you guys next week.